Yes, what is going on, everybody? How you doing, guys? Welcome to the VR Link Season 2, Episode 3. This is your Wednesday weekly podcast where you can find us live every Wednesday on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Twitch at 7 p.m. BST, 2 p.m. EST and 11 a.m. PT. On this show, we discuss the latest news, games and goings-on in virtual reality. My name's GT, your multi-platform VR gameplay provider, and alongside me each and every week is Matt, the king of Quest content from BMF. How you doing, dude?
Good. How are you doing? Hopefully everybody's hanging in there with some heat all over the place and still able to play VR.
Yeah, man, it's pretty hot. How hot is it where you are now?
It's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit where I am right now.
Right, okay, no worries. That is very hot. For the audiophiles amongst you, you can follow the show and listen again on Spotify, Apple and Anchor. All you got to do is search the VR Link podcast. Thank you to the legendary patrons and channel members whose names are listed below. And if you enjoy the show and are looking for ways to support the channel, please check the links in the description and consider joining our community Discord for the latest VR news and multiplayer meetups. Before we get into this week's news, a lot of this information is sourced from our friends at Upload VR and Road to VR, so please be sure to give them a follow. And we'd also like to thank this week's sponsor. Sorry, I was running out of the words. They are Virtual Rifle Systems. And yeah, over to Matt for the sponsorship info.
Yeah, so Virtual Rifle Systems, we talked about them last week, but they are essentially a rifle stock company that makes stocks for pretty much every virtual reality platform. The couple of things that I wanted to mention this week that I didn't get a chance to mention last week.
Hold on.
Yep.
Please, I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Carry on.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
No problem. Okay. So yeah, they've actually just switched over from FDM to MJF 3D printing, which gives them a much better surface quality. They're in the process of switching all their machines over to super high quality 3D printing. And it gives for much more durable parts, so you don't have to worry about those breaking. And they actually got some really cool stuff coming up in the future. They've got some new mini buttstock release, an injection molded mini buttstock coming up potentially in Q3. And all this stuff is subject to change, obviously, depending on how everything goes this year. But then they've got custom premium handguards. Hydro graphics are making their return, which are insane, and they look really, really cool. And if you want more, you can go to their website, virtualriflesystems.com. And then let's see, haptics and side armor in development as well. So just wanted to mention those really quick. Whoa. If you want to reach out, customer care at virtualriflesystems.com is the best way. It's the quickest way to get a response. And thank you to Virtual Rifle Systems for sponsoring the show.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. We spoke about this last week about the difference between ProTube and how this is with the rings on the Quest controllers. So you said some of the feedback was people were a bit worried about how they are with the grips and stuff, but
yep,
I mean, it looks awesome. How much does one of them weigh roughly? One of them, is there any?
I don't know. I'm awful at gauging weight, but they're fairly light, really. So they don't put a lot of strain on the rings like you think that they would. Right. And the new models actually have hand points where they actually rest up against like the top of your hand, so they relieve a lot of the stress from that. I've used mine a fair amount in different games and testing, and I never had issues with any strain on the actual controller rings at all. So and that's just with Quest and Rift. They actually do other controllers too. They do index controllers, I believe, and pretty much anything. If you look on their website, they've got all that information.
Oh, wow. Cool, man. Cool. Thank you ever so much for that. How is everyone in the chat today? I hope you're doing really well. Let's give a quick shout out to some people if we can go through some names. FFZ, Alex, Stephen, Jeff Bob. Who's that? Amanze, how you doing? Millennium. Skiva, Pedstar, Popsicles, Always Lucky, Puffy, Griffin the Gamer, how you doing? Hello, Zach, Jeff. Nice. How you doing, guys? Thank you for joining us. Cobra's Flame, and Ben Plays VR. Nice, guys. Nice. So while you're letting us know about what you've been playing, let's take a quick look at the new Onward trailer. And hopefully we have sound for this as well. Nice. This game definitely looks serious.
It's definitely not a funny game. I mean, definitely looks competitive.
Yeah, looks proper serious.
I mean, that's the whole point, right, for this one.
Oh, I don't know if you noticed that, man. When you get shot, you get a tunneling effect. Unless they're blinders, but it looks like a tunneling effect.
That's what it looks like to me, which seems an odd choice, but I mean, hopefully you can turn it off, or maybe there's a way to change it. It just, I mean, it seems like it'd be weird to get shot, and every time you get shot, you get tumbled in it.
Yeah, another thing we were talking about earlier was the fact that this is like the first game to get on the Quest store out of Pavlov contractors, isn't it? Like, this is the one.
Yep. Yeah, this is the first real multiplayer online shooter to come to the Quest officially, anyways.
Yeah.
Pavlov's been there since last year, you know, and Contractors is in open beta in a lot of ways now, or at least closed beta. So there's some there, but this is the first official release title. So this is hopefully going to propel things forward a little bit more. I'm very curious to see. It could be, I mean, it is crossplay. Yeah. And I read some information earlier today that all of the modes and everything on the PC version of Onward are all in this version. Nothing is missing. All the modes, everything you can do in PC Onward, you can do on here. The only difference is obviously visually. You can tell by watching the trailer, it's pretty significantly reduced to make it work on the Quest.
Yeah, visually, there's it's obviously taken a hit. Yeah.
But as long as the mechanics work the same way and people are happy with that, I think that it's probably going to take some getting used to, because the game itself, regardless of the platform, takes some getting used to. It's not really one of those games you jump into and you just go guns blazing. You really got to learn how the game plays.
Yeah.
And you can see that here with all what's going on.
Yeah, well, there you go. There is the new co-op trailer for Onward. And yeah, it does come out tomorrow, guys. Everyone's quite hyped for that. So, and we're all going to have it all the channels, I've no doubt, are going to be showing this off. So yeah, cool, man, cool. What do you think of that, guys? What are you thinking of that? What do you think of the visuals of Onward currently? Because that's like, some people, that might be the first time they've seen gameplay visuals. I know for me, it's the only trailer I know that has shown gameplay visuals.
Yeah, the other ones was more of a hype trailer that just had the guy in the dark. Everyone was wondering how he was playing in the dark.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, and then, but this one is strict gameplay, and I'm curious to see what people think. Looks like PS2, Cornerstone City says.
That's the comment you want to read on the podcast. Looks like PS2. Thank you.
Yeah. Graphics look good enough. I mean, this Skiva says it looks incredible. So the thing about this game is that I don't know that it's so much about the visuals, and companies have been, it is, and we got to mention too, we should mention that it is in early access. It's in early access on other platforms too.
Yeah. And
it's just transitioning onto the Quest in early access. They're going to get updates continually, or they're going to be working forward to be able to do more.
Yeah. So let me just quickly pop up the trailer in the little television we have for you here. Yeah, I just want to have a quick look at that that tunneling effect. Now, I've played this on PC. I'm not sure if that is an effect in the PC version. I'm not sure. Does anyone here play Onward to confirm that is a normal effect at all?
Yeah. See, I've only played it a limited amount of times on PC, so I can't answer that question.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure. As long as the scopes don't break. How long do they nerf the shotgun? That's normally the one of the first things that happen is they nerf the shotgun.
The only effect is when you get shot, it's like a damage indicator. That's what Get to the Chopper said. Yeah, so I assumed that was probably the case with this one, but I'm not sure if it's the right direction for me to go for a tunneling effect. If you're going to do it, I think it needs to be feathered, really. It's almost too much of a tunnel. But
I'm just checking my mic, sorry.
Yep. No, and then the color black seems a little extreme to me. It almost seems like it would be very immersion breaking. I'm all for damage indicators for certain things, but with Onward being so particular about no HUD, very immersive
Yeah,
combat experience, it surprises me that there is such a massive tunnel vision for that really literally just breaks your immersion almost completely.
yeah, literally. When that I've noticed when you get shot, it focuses in a hell of a lot. Um, yeah, I didn't know whether it is a performance thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know. Have to wait and test it, I guess, and see once we.
can you turn it? Can't you turn it off? Don't know.
Yep.
The tunnel is obnoxious. This is Matteo, how you doing? Even if we could turn it off, we have both played it a little bit. We wouldn't be able to say anyway. But yeah, it's definitely in this video because it's weird. I think if you make a video on Onward, that looks so much more pronounced than it does in the headset. I think personally, I think it looks worse here than it does in the headset. Do you agree with that, or do you think not?
Yeah, I was extreme enough that I think that is very accurate. That's all I'll say. I won't say much more than that, but yeah, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Tunnel vision. We got nice. Limitless, how you doing, guys? All right, thanks for being here. Nice. So here we go. Let's get into the news. We need to get into the news, which means I need to roll my video.
Can't remember it.
There she is. The video, the best video. So we're going to be talking about obviously Oculus Quest because more stuff happened that we didn't get to talk about because as soon as we started talking about this last week, new stuff happened straight away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, my God. And we spoke about whether we should do a discussion, like a sudden VR link discussion. But you can never be sure whether more stuff's going to happen. So it was like, where are we? Where are we now? It's all gone a bit quiet again, isn't it?
Yeah, there hasn't been anything since last week. I think Friday was the last thing.
Yeah, for sure. Skiva, thank you ever so much for the donation, dude. Cheers, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So Facebook is looking to produce 2 million units of this device, encouraged by the success of the original Quest. Rather than a full Oculus Quest 2, this rumoured device will be more like an update to the original kit, more ergonomic, comfortable, and carry a high refresh rate. The new images are what we are showing now. Apparently it's got new lenses, a new head strap. Cameras on the top appear to be placed further back. I think only one audio jack has been reported so far. And new USB-C positioning, and something is happening on September 15th. So it's like, yeah, it's all hearsay, isn't it? It's all, apart from these pictures. I mean, these pictures look very real to me.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely very real in comparison to what we initially got for the leak.
Yeah.
The initial image was that one image where you can see the front of I think the first one was the front, right? You could see the front of the headset.
Yeah.
And now we've even got some other promotional images of the back where you can see the lenses. We've got these pictures where it's sitting on a table, and that one looks even more pre-release than the other one does. The other one looks like promotional, whereas the one that's sitting on a table looks like maybe it was a development kit or something that they had. So I wouldn't take everything on that one specifically as it's set in stone, especially the strap.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably a temporary strap. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff now. We can see a fair amount of what's going on there.
Yeah. So another thing we need to talk about is obviously the weird 2 that sits in between the lenses. A lot of people are saying that is a mechanical IPD slider. What are your thoughts on that?
That would make sense. I don't think that they would go away from it just because of the amount of people that were for it with the Quest. But it does make sense to revolutionize it because that version of the IPD slider is from previous generations. So if they could come up with a different lens that didn't have such a narrow field of focus point, like this, it looks to have new lenses. So if it doesn't use the same style of lens, you wouldn't need there'd be a bigger sweet spot if you could get the right lens in there.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, having 3 levels of adjustment may be enough. Right now, you could adjust by millimeter with the Quest, and obviously with the Rift S, you can't adjust there's no physical adjustment at all.
No.
So somewhere in between that, maybe where that little switches and it mechanically adjusts, or mechanically adjusts inside, and you have 3 different levels. I mean, it could make sense given the right lenses.
I think it makes a hell of a lot of sense because, and I think we said it last week, sometimes you're playing a game and you can knock the IPD out on the Quest. You know, I think I put mine on the other day and my thumb touched it. And I forgot, and basically I was on like 68 IPD or something, or 67.
Yeah.
And it's weird. First of all, I didn't quite notice it, but I thought something's not right. And so that IPD feature. Another thing I wanted to talk about was someone on Twitter messaged me just before the show to talk about an article. Let me get his name up first. Let's have a look. Thanks to Tyler Dickinson over on Twitter. Follow us, me and Matt, over on Twitter, man. We're always reposting good stuff about VR. He pointed this out from Bloomberg, and this was back in May. And obviously, Upload have kindly put this all together. So yeah, like looking at this, so at least 90 hertz refresh rate, 10 to 15% smaller than the current Quest. So that's like overall body, isn't it? We're talking about. That's not weight. That is actually a reduction in size.
Physical size, yeah.
Yeah. 20% lighter. The removal of the fabric from the sides and replacing it with more plastic. Changing the materials used in the straps to be more elastic than rubber and the Velcro used currently, and a redesigned controller that is more comfortable and fixes a problem. And the problem, I think, is the battery cover with the existing controller. So that was out. That was in May.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing is with that being in May, if you look at this new design that we can see, it pretty much matches up with all the things we can assume from seeing the new leak. The new controller design, it's obviously got a different design to the face of the top of it. It looks slightly shaped differently. It looks more like the original Rift. Was it CV1? Is that the same? Is that the style it looks similar to? I never had the CV1, so I mean that it looks similar to what I've seen for that. It definitely looks skinnier. The headset does look like they've removed some things, and the strap's different. So there's a lot there that we can see that makes sense for this to be the headset that I was talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think everything, and I think that pushes more towards like you're saying, this is it. This is a real thing. This is how it's going to be. So then, continued discussion from last week. What sort of price point would everyone in the chat want this headset to be for you to possibly consider an upgrade? You know, I mean, what about you, Matt? What would you be like if you was like, you got your Quest and, you've already bought your comfort adjustments, you know, some people bought the Vive Deluxe strap and stuff. And, what sort of price would that be for you to even consider doing that?
Well, I would like to say I'd like to see it at like $299 and be that light version that has, a changed body that makes it cheaper. The more I hear about it and the more I see, my assumption is it's probably going to be the same price as the Quest is right now, and potentially phase that model out. So this is like a new Quest with a slightly faster refresh rate, maybe redesigned body, redesigned strap, otherwise mostly the same. And then they phase out the original version in favor of this new version at the same price. I don't want that. I mean, that's what my thinking is.
I mean, obviously we're going to get one anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
But when I think to myself, the only reason that I'd personally want to change right now is because then the Quest is more comfortable to share. You know, because at the moment, depending on what you're using, it can be a pain to set up. At the moment, like the Quest, as it was designed, I think is brilliant. No headphones, so no one's got to worry about like hygiene, it touching their ears and all that stuff. And you haven't got to fiddle around. The sound's just there, and it is just like a case of sliding it on. Obviously, for a short 10-20 minute demo, it works really well. But as we know, after a long period of time, it can start to affect your cheekbones. You can, as I said, I've had some severe pain from it here, and that's when you start searching for mods, which we are going to talk about as well, because VR Cover have just released a version 2 of their stuff, which we can quickly get some screenshots up of if I get rid of the Bloomberg thing. Let me try and find this quickly. Get rid of that. Get that up there. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so where did I put that stuff? There we go. The VR cover Oculus Quest version 2. Facial interface and phone replacement for the Oculus Quest is $29. You get a flexible facial interface, which is red. 3 silicone nose guards, obviously all different sizes. And I think that's something you can't really skip over, because did you try the silicone covers, Matt?
I tried one.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was. I did try one. I didn't keep it on at the time,
Yeah.
because I was testing some of the stuff and I just totally forgot to put it back on.
Yeah. So that one comes with like a nose piece,
Yep.
a bit like the PlayStation. And dude, it creates blackness, like complete blackness. So it is welcome, but that silicone, man, in summer, it does what it's supposed to do. It protects your headset from sweat, but it actually seems to create more sweat. You also get a standard PU leather foam replacement and a comfort PU foam replacement. And as far as I know, the standard would probably be the slimmer version, and the comfort would be the thicker one.
Yeah. So you're going to lose a little bit of your field of vision probably with the comfort version.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll take it you've obviously done VR cover stuff before. What's your current setup, Matt, for your Quest? Like, what do you have on there?
I just have the stock one right now. I've got a VR cover right here, actually.
Nice.
I just dug mine out because I was going to try it again. But like I mentioned, I think it might have been last week. The version that I have is the one that had the problem with the nose that didn't sit properly.
Yeah.
Apparently, Oculus had changed that when they released the Quest, and they didn't know about it, so it had a slight difference. But I'm going to buy this one, I think, because it looks really cool. I like the red. Red's one of my favorite colors anyways, and I want to try this out. Plus, I like the idea of that silicone nose flap. Because you can always, there's an aspect to having that opening there. As a creator, if I want to see my phone, if I'm trying to
I was gonna say, man, when I get mine, I'm gonna review it and probably plug it, because I think it's great. But yeah, as someone who is like constantly trying to see my PC or check something out, when people are like, dude, we can't see anything, I'm like, really? Like, I'm gonna look down, like, and so yeah, I probably won't be using it actually in real life, but I'm hoping it is comfortable. In days of version 2, loads of feedback. So yeah, there's definitely not a lack of stuff for people who are original owners of the Quest. In fact, there's a lot out there I probably haven't even tried yet. I'll go on Reddit. Reddit is fantastic for different. I think someone strapped like a can of beans the other day on Reddit, and like to use it as a counterweight. I was like, yeah, you must be getting that desperate.
I think a roll of change or some batteries. I've seen people do that. Those are a little bit better than a can of beans, I would think.
Oh, absolutely. Literally, I think at some point today, an Oculus Quest developer called Gerald McAllister has discovered what he thinks may be an instant replay feature being developed for the Oculus Quest, as well as a pass-through portal feature. In his tweet, McAllister shows code from the Quest system indicating that an instant replay feature would enable the Quest to continuously record the last 15 seconds of VR. That would allow the users to save a video replay of their most recent actions at any time. The description in the code notes that it could impact performance on some apps. Dude, I've got no doubt it will affect some performance.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Like, if that actually happens.
It could be really cool, especially, with some future iterations of the Quest. If there's more power there, I'm worried that recording footage anyways causes issues, just the standard recording feature at times for certain applications. So I'm thinking having this running at all times, it might cause some hardware, some stuttering, and it could cause some problems depending on how hard people are pushing the games that they're putting on the platform.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if it actually does come to the Quest.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I mean, I have no doubt they've experimented with it. Whether it's actually going to come this generation or not, I would be surprised.
Yeah, for sure. What about you guys in the chat? Are you going to be welcoming an instant replay feature? I imagine the Onward players are going to really enjoy it. Echo Arena. I think that's going to. I think stuff like that. You'll start seeing clips going up all over the places, like GIFs on Twitter and stuff. I think that'd be really cool if they pull it off. That'd be great.
It'd be awesome to be able to do that. PlayStation has something like that, right? Don't they? With their
yeah, you can set it up to I think half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not new by anything, but
Yeah.
by any means, but it'd be definitely a welcome thing on the Quest. So
Yeah.
everyone was asking earlier about Star Wars. I was talking about Star Wars. Yeah, this week we are not talking about Star Wars Squadrons. We're going to be talking about Tales of the. Where is it? I'm trying to find my video. Tales from the Galaxy's Edge.
Yep. And
Nice.
we really don't know a whole bunch aside from, I mean, we saw some stuff today. We know that it's officially coming as a VR game because people were kind of up in arms about that, whether it was going to be an experience that was a location based one at some point.
Yep.
And then we also know it is officially coming to the Quest, probably as a timed exclusive like Vader Immortal was, where the Quest will get it first and then it'll go to Rift. The Oculus PC platforms is what I'd have to guess. And then probably eventually to like PSVR because Vader Immortal is making the jump to PSVR at some point. I don't know when exactly.
Yeah.
But it has piqued my interest a lot. Let me put it that way, because it takes place between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, which is not my favorite, if I was to be honest, trilogy out of the
I was wondering
Star
when I
Wars
read
trilogy.
that. I was like, I don't know. Not many people are fans of that part, but yeah.
And that's probably the weakest section for me of that new trilogy. But it's Star Wars and it sounds very intriguing. There's some interesting tidbits that would indicate that it's going to be a mixture of experience and gameplay with at least semi-open world elements. I'm not going to say we're going to have this huge open Star Wars world, but there are some things that some of the developers say, like explore, and when you go into and when you're talking to specific people, that make it seem like you can at least explore some general area.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly that. Yeah, so let's just read this quickly. It's a Disney attraction, apparently, Matt. Have you been there? Have you been on it?
I want to. No, I have not been to it.
Right, okay. It's a Disney attraction and is set to expand on the story of Black Spire Outpost. As I said, if you've been to Disney, you might know what we're talking about. As Matt said, it's set between The Last Jedi and Rise of the Skywalker. It's also been confirmed as coming to the Oculus Quest, but there is no mention of a Rift version. But as we know, Vader Immortal came, and there was a thing at the beginning, wasn't there, where it was like coming to Quest first, and everyone was like, "Wow!" And I was like, "That's a smart move, dude!" Like, and then I think they went back on that and released it on both platforms at the same time, which I thought was a bit. I mean, it's nice for everyone, but at the end of the day, I thought it was quite a smart move to make it like a Quest-only feature, even if it is just a week. But yeah, I thought it was going to be more of an experience. When I watched this video, I literally flipped between the two. I'm like, is this an experience or a game? I can't really be sure. But then, as you said, they mentioned shooting blasters and a few other bits. But yeah, there's no mention of lightsabers yet.
Yeah, I think that it's probably going to go away from that, not be so much a Jedi experience like this last one was, which is fine because there's plenty of cool stuff you can do in Star Wars that has nothing to do with the Jedi and lightsabers.
Yeah.
And I think that according to what we've seen from the video that they've released, it's talking about space pirates, and my assumption is it's going to be something to do with smugglers, probably, because that's very prevalent in a lot of what what Star Wars does. Very prevalent in this Disney attraction too, from what I know about it. I've never been there.
Yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to say the least. Like you said, it talks about blasters and some traveling around and experiencing stuff. It's got some pretty good names for some of the actors. Bobby Moynihan, I think is his name, from Saturday Night Live here in the States. And he's been in some movies and stuff. It's interesting. If you haven't watched the video, you should watch it because it talks about some of the process they've taken while doing it all from home. Which is really cool to see them putting this product together, and they haven't really slowed down. They're still going full force, like getting motion capture from his home to do these characters by sending him the equipment and having him do it himself and acting with the director on the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really cool stuff that they've gone through to try to bring this game to the Quest.
Yeah. Once again, I think after playing Vader Immortal and stuff, I think it's safe to look forward to this.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're a Star Wars fan, I think it's going to be brilliant. It's just I don't know whether when you see some of this early capture stuff, to me that an experience to me is kind of like something on the rails, or you just stand there and watch like a show. It looks like you're going to be able to move around in the environment and do stuff, and yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I'm so pleased it's coming to the Oculus Quest, but I do hope it comes to the Rift personally.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't. I don't remember in the video. Did they mention the Millennium Falcon in the video?
Well, you see it, but I don't
Yeah,
know
okay.
whether they're using that footage as like a reference to something they did in the past,
Yeah,
or you know.
the like in the Disney attraction, that's a huge part of the Disney attraction is the Millennium Falcon and being able to fly it as
Oh, I've
part of
seen
that
that.
Disney attraction. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that on YouTube.
So it'd be awesome if they included an aspect of that in this where you get to go onto the Millennium Falcon and explore that and be able to pilot that. That would be crazy.
It would, because the only way I've done that so far is in Rec Room, and why it is amazing. It's a little bit basic looking.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice. It'd be nice to actually get on a proper Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And
They did say that we were going to be able to meet some really familiar faces, which I assume are movie character faces. I'm hoping, because we saw Vader and Vader Immortal, obviously, but that was really the only movie character that we've seen in VR in these experiences. So I'm curious to see if they include any well-known faces from any of the series, like from that trilogy inside of this game.
So let's pretend I'm doing a Star Wars like stage show. Yeah, Matt, and you're here, and I'm like, dude, what character do you want to be? Who do you want to play? You can be anyone. Who would you be?
Oh, probably either Vader or Darth Maul, just because I've always loved both characters.
That's fine, dude. As long as you're not Han Solo, that's
well, he's my favorite character of the entire series.
right.
But I think that it would be a lot of fun to just play someone like Vader or Maul.
Oh, okay. So Novice Mercury, and someone mentioned this in the chat. How you doing, Boy Brown? How you doing, Render of Reality? Nice to see you guys. Cornerstone, Alex VR. How you doing, guys? Novice Mercury says in the article, it states an inexperienced character. Inexperienced character? In character experience? I think I know what he's trying to say. Paradise Decay says Porg, which is cool. Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm not sure if it's going to be a fully fledged game or like the other experiences that were pre-Vader Immortal, you know, like Droid Repair. And I think it's the Trials of Tatooine. You know, so they're like 15 minutes, 20-minute things. So I'm not sure.
I'm kind of hoping with this one, although I loved Vader Immortal, they split it into 3 pieces with small stories and then the Jedi training, or what do you call them? I'm running a blank right now.
What's that? Sorry, say that again. Sorry, man.
The portions where you use the lightsaber in Vader Immortal. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah,
the dojo. That's what
Jedi Dojo.
Yeah. So you've got that. I'm hoping that this is a little bit more of a fledged out experience where it's one experience instead of many split over a period of time, and it's a couple hours long at minimum, because I'd love to really dive deep into a story and have multiple things to do.
Yeah, like thinking out a bit more further afield, I think the more things like this happen, like Squadrons, like Vader Immortal, like this, we're going to get that dream game eventually. It's going to happen. Like, everyone's loving virtuality. I can't see it not happening now, you know?
Yeah. I think that it's safe to say Star Wars is in VR, and it's probably going to keep pushing it, because we've got Vader Immortal started it. Now we've got Squadrons coming out, and then now we have a brand new experience coming out from ILMX Lab, and they're amazing. So I think that it's just going to keep getting better.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you ever so much for being here with us again this week. So next up, we have Tetris Effect connected multiplayer. Everyone was talking about it, and the fact last time I looked into it, no one knew about VR. But apparently now it does include VR support.
Okay.
Upload VR emailed Enhance, and they confirm VR support for the PC via the Windows Store. And Tetris Effect Connected is also coming to other platforms in summer 2021 as a free update. So, Matt, you've obviously played Tetris on the Quest.
I haven't, actually.
Oh, have you not? Oh,
No.
right. Sorry, man. I thought you would have. Go and talk to me. Why?
I want to. I just have not taken the time to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I like Tetris, but I just have not. And I know everybody tells me you have to play it because it's great.
Yeah.
And I want to. I just haven't taken the time to. But I imagine having a multiplayer experience would be really cool.
Yeah. Just to let everyone know, me and Matt try not to talk before the show. So we nigh on sit here for 15 minutes in silence, because otherwise what happens is, like, because we are obviously VR enthusiasts, we start talking about this news, because I send Matt what I've got together, and I'm like, yeah, and we start looking at it, and you start talking about stuff, and it's like, no, stop talking. So, yeah, I didn't know he hadn't played it. Yeah, so there is apparently 2 new modes. The first called Zone Battle, where you'll battle players in a one-on-one match in mixed zones and mechanics, and the other is a co-op mode called Connected, which can have up to 3 players connect their playfields together and play on one large board. For anyone who's interested in this bit, Tetris Effect Connected is coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC via Windows Store this holiday. But the important thing is, if you have got an Xbox, it is on Games Pass. So, another, you know, I mean, to be fair, taking it off VR for a second, I think Xbox Games Pass is absolutely amazing. What have we got up next? We have got some news about Swords of Gargantua. That is also on the Oculus Quest. Have you played that, Matt?
I have, yeah. I want to get back into it because there has been a lot of updates since I've played it.
Yeah.
I messed around with it just a little bit, and it's something I want to feature on the channel because I keep getting asked about it. Initially, I wasn't impressed with the game when I played it on the Quest.
Same.
It just seemed really repetitive. There wasn't a lot to it, and it just didn't feel good. But I've been told by a lot of people that it has changed. They've taken a lot of what people said initially, and that it's become a really fun multiplayer game. So I do want to jump in and try it at some point.
Yeah, I think you can have 4 players on this.
I think so.
And I'm the same as you. So I played it on, I think I got early access to it on PC. And I thought it looked cool, and it does look cool in the headset. Like, it looks great. And I thought the Quest graphically was a very good version, which means I think on the PSVR it's going to look great. But I was like you, dude. Like, once you learn certain moves, it feels like it is a wave killer, isn't it? Like, it just, you know, like some of the bosses are pretty cool, but I don't know. But as you said, I think there's been updates where you like maybe go on a mission together or something.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it looks to be interesting now. I mean, I probably will check it out at some point. Just another one of those things where I haven't had the time to jump in and check it out.
Yeah. So I don't know if I actually said this. I think I completely skipped it. The Swords of Gargantua has been delayed on PSVR. The development team behind the dark fantasy action game Swords of Gargantua announced that the game's PSVR release has now been delayed, alongside the planned content updates that were due for release on all platforms after they released. On all platforms. This is a quote that they put out. It says, "We've decided to postpone the release date of the PSVR version of Swords of Gargantua, PvP mode, and Opal's Labyrinth." Now that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Opals. If we, you know what I mean, if you want to get together with people and check out this labyrinth, that sounds really cool. The reason behind the postponement is due to a major revision of the development plan due to the impact of the prolonged COVID pandemic. Understandable. As well as future development, we are also working on quality improvements of the already game that's already out there, the versions. So, yeah, you know, not only that, Pistol Whip got delayed by 2 days on PSVR, which actually means that's coming out tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day for those multi-platformer people. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Pistol Whip. Who's got the PSVR in the chat? Who's looking forward to Pistol Whip? I can't wait for that, dude. I think they're going to do something miraculous on there. I've got a feeling it's going to work really well.
It's wasn't there another game recently delayed on PSVR too? Maybe it's out now, but I thought there was another one that was recently delayed.
Not sure, man. Not sure. How you doing, guys? You all right? Thank you for joining us. Oh, Frostpoint. Yeah, we are going to quickly chat about that brand new release AAA title that was shown today. So yeah, did you find out what title it was, Matt, that was delayed?
No, I give up.
Yeah, I can't remember, dude. I can't remember. Now we're going to quickly jump over to Space Channel 5. Now this is a game I've not played. At least in VR. It was on the Dreamcast. I think I might have played a demo. And some people absolutely love this game. Obviously, if a game makes it to VR that has already been like a big game outside of it, there must be a following. There must be a huge following. Space Channel 5 DLC called the Space 39 Miku Pack is out now. Apparently it came out yesterday. It's a collaboration with the virtual pop star Hatsune, and it will take players to a stage where you can dance with Ulala and Hatsune Miku, but you can also change the look and the outfit of Hatsune Miku version of Ulala. What does that mean to everyone? Is everyone happy about that? I was like reading it. I was like, I might as well check it in here because maybe someone's going to be like, oh, I love Space Channel 5. He's awesome. So
yeah, so let us know in the comments if that means anything at all to you. Unfortunately, I have not played that, so I don't know anything about it.
no, man. I was tempted. Because obviously I do PSVR content, but I'm pretty sure it was around £30 or more. And basically the people I talked to told me it was 45 minutes in length.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah, it's almost like £1 a minute of gameplay or something. And I'm like, no, thank you. I used to think arcades were expensive, let alone £1 a minute. I'm like, nah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm Hot G. Did you get your code this morning? You won a code over in Discord for Real VR Fishing, which we can now discuss quickly.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, man, yeah. Yeah, so everyone's so pumped for Onward tomorrow. Everyone is so pumped. I'm just going.
Everyone wants Onward.
Yeah, dude.
I have a feeling that the servers are going to have some stress tests tomorrow when it launches.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I hope it goes well because I'm going to be live streaming it, and it could be an absolute nightmare. We'll have to just keep killing AI for a little while. Oh dear. So yeah, let's talk about the update we played, Matt. We both did videos on our channels. Thank you to everyone who gave us likes and views and stuff.
Yeah, that was a blast. I love that.
It was an absolute blast. Like, hold on, what have I just put up there? I'll put up the trailer. That'll work. That's cool. Yeah, so we jumped in. There was new levels. I think Matt had already tried some of these new levels, and I hadn't. So that was nice to explore the levels. It was nice to be reminded about how good looking this game is.
Oh yeah,
like
it was.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to say. It's just incredible.
It is. It really is. Like when you see like this trailer and other bits of gameplay, imagine those areas, but it feels like part of it is in 3D kind of thing. It's quite surreal.
Yeah, it's very unique. Some people mistake watching the trailers and assume that because it looks like a 360 YouTube video, in some ways, I mean, a lot higher resolution than that. I tried watching a 360 YouTube video just a little bit ago, and it's so grainy and it gets compressed because of YouTube. So it's not anything like that. But there's actual depth. And I've mentioned this in all the videos I've done on this. And whenever I say anything to anybody, because the game itself was filmed well, it's more scanned than filmed, I guess, technically speaking. They scan the actual physical environments that they go to. Yeah. And then they take those environments, import them, and then post-process all of it. So they separate the layers. So your mountains are one layer and it's three-dimensional. Your sky is another layer that they create. The water is all generated. But everything is designed to look 3D, even though it's a real location, which is a really unique way of doing things. And it makes it so that it looks extremely good.
Yeah, and the multiplayer update, like, it was so good to get in there together, you know? Like, well, I don't like if you make videos, VR videos and stuff. Sometimes you want to just make the video and get on with your day. You got stuff to do. Yeah. And me and Matt were like in here, and we was in here for far too long. We had like an extra hour of footage that we were trying to go through to clip through to be like, what are the best bits? But clearly, right at the beginning of our videos are some of the best bits, which was I caught this ginormous, ugly monster. Not saying actually, fish in general aren't actually that good looking, I don't think. But yeah, this thing was pretty hideous. It had a massive forehead. And then Matt went and like trumped me and got a shark. I think that was like your second catch of the day was a bloody shark. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I loved watching your side of it because see the shark leap out of the water. Yeah. Because it looks different from my side, but when from your perspective you're trying to hit the shark with your pole, and then the shark leaps out of the water.
Oh, it was awesome, dude! It was awesome. It'd be good. I can't wait to see what else he's gonna do. Like, you know,
there's lots of updates coming. Apparently, more locations. I mean, obviously, the world the way it is, it's been kind of slowed down. But they've consistently been updating, and these are free updates. I mean, this is not right now, at least they're not charging for these updates. Yeah. So those people that paid for the original game or want to buy it now, they're getting the original game, which was already great, freshwater fishing. You're getting the saltwater update, which adds like, I don't even remember how many places to it,
Yeah.
which means you can go fishing in the ocean, which is even better. I like that even better. And now
Yeah,
they've
I
added the
do.
multiplayer update, and it just keeps getting better and better. They add more stuff to it. It's just crazy.
There is like an addiction of trying to get the biggest fish. Like literally, we went around doing other spots, and I could tell we was like really enjoying the environments. We were like, it's not very big, it's not very big, it's not very big. But we'd already caught a shark, and like,
Yeah.
you know, unless you get a whale, that's we'd pretty much
Gotta
like,
go searching for Moby Dick.
yeah, there was just no way, man. We couldn't get any. We'd already topped ourselves on that one. So, but what an amazing update. We also said like jokingly, and I don't know if I left it in my video or not. We said, wouldn't it be cool if you had like Halloween fishing?
Yeah, I left it in my video because I like the idea.
That is such a good idea. Halloween fishing, like trying to survive at night. You know what I mean? And there's zombies coming at you and stuff, and you've got to catch a fish to survive or something. Do you know what I mean?
That would be so cool. I'd love that. What if you were fishing for an antidote or something? So you have to keep fishing, and you're pulling up fish, and
or you pull out a gun to defend yourself.
Yeah. You're beating the zombies or whatever with the oars to keep them out of the boat.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That'd be so good. That'd be so good. Yeah, zombie mode. I don't know if Mirage saw it or not, but that'd be cool if they included that.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd love some of that. A lot of you guys in the chat, they seem to really, really enjoy that game.
Yeah, a lot of people really like it. I mean, it's one of the top rated games on the Quest store.
Yeah, someone said it was like number 2 or something.
Yeah.
And rightly so. I mean, if you love fishing, I did say in my video, can you let me know in the comments below if you know of a better fishing game? And like, I think someone said they thought Bait was good till they played this.
Yeah.
So I haven't played Bait personally, so that's why pretty much I asked.
Yeah, I played Bait, and it's just a free experience, and it's cool, but it's cartoony, and it's not super long. And like one person commented, I don't know if it was this video or a previous one, and they said, I've already played Bait. Why would I play this, essentially? And it wasn't that wording. And I was like, well, it's just totally different game.
Is Bait free, though? Or is that a paid-for game?
Bait's free, yeah. So if you want to try fishing in VR, it's free.
Yeah.
And obviously you got to pay for this one. So, I mean, I guess that's those that don't want to pay for a fishing experience, play Bait because it is fun, but it's definitely nowhere near what real VR fishing is.
I've been asking to turn the mics up. I am trying, guys. I don't know what's up today with the mic. Someone said I was quiet. Someone said Matt was quiet. I quickly played the YouTube just to see how that is. Let me check that now quickly. Let me just mute this for a second.
I can turn my mic up a little bit. But let me know in the chat for anybody that's watching, what is your favorite location in real VR fishing? My personal favorite is the last one where you're standing by an island and you feel like you're looking out and you're going to see a T-Rex run across the beach.
I'll just listen. Hopefully that's better now. I don't know what my mic is particularly quiet today. I don't know why, and I don't want to unplug it to try and figure out what's going on. Mid-show.
See. We got quite a few people saying that the mics are fine, so I think that's probably good.
Oh, okay, no worries. Yeah, as soon as someone says something like that, you've got to try and act on it, you know.
Yep.
Render Reality said Bait's cool, but this is on another level. So
totally, yes, totally agree.
Excellent. Another thing we was talking about, funny enough, while making the video, was catch and release. We did mention that because I said to Matt there was a really good game where you could actually like oar your boat around the area.
Yep.
But I think
was fun.
Yeah.
But it got tiring after a while.
I just think there's something about the environments in this that are the real thing, you know, like it just adds, and it's crazy because a lot of people would say gameplay over visuals, and I get that, but if you combine the two really well,
yes,
and I think that's what's here. I think that's what this game does.
Well, in this game, I think the big thing about the visuals is fishing, and I don't mean this in a bad way, to me is generally a boring thing, and I don't mean boring in a bad way. It's just very quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that, man. I agree.
Yeah, so you throw you whip the rod, throw it into the water.
Yeah.
Let the bobber sit there if you got a bob or whatever, you know, and then you pull the fish in. Fishing games can be fun if you're a really hardcore fishing person, but they're not necessarily for everyone, which is why I think it's important with this game to have really good visuals and a really diverse amount of content, and adding the multiplayer is just going to make it better. Because I heard someone say it already. I can't remember where I saw it. Something about the fact that they're able to play with their family member. I don't remember if it was a dad or what it was, that they couldn't fish with them. I know they mentioned it in the trailer. I might be thinking that, but they mentioned it. I thought I saw someone comment it, and they're able to play from anywhere, and they can hang out and fish. And the best part about it is just being able to talk with someone while you're doing it.
Yeah, like in your video, I noticed that when your game started up, I fell out the sky into my boat. I was like, that is wicked. I didn't notice that. In my video, like, I think every time we started, I was facing the wrong way. And I'll be like, hey, there he is. But the whole thing as well is very well thought out, this update. And I know we're going on about it a bit, but credit is due, because like, at the end of the day, we got to... Trying to do multiplayer games on the Quest recently, which me and Matt love to do together, isn't easy. Once we realised we had to be on the same version of the game, we entered into the same starting area of the house, didn't we? And then I think you were the host, and we just discussed where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do, and we were on our way.
Yep. Yeah, and the social aspect, I think, is just amazing. I mean, you could take selfies with each other, which was weird. We've never physically met in person before, which I hope to someday.
Yeah.
But being able to take a selfie where you're standing behind me and I got the phone up with the selfie was just so cool, because I can look at that and say, that's us.
Yeah, that is lovely. Yeah, virtuality is like that for me anyway. In certain aspects, I do feel like some people on the channel, I've met them, even though I've only been bowling with them in Rec Room or something. There is a connection with virtuality, and just people. So. Cheers, guys. Yeah, Shiny Robot, how you doing? Hydra, nice. Thank you all for being here. Martin, how you doing? Nice, guys. I think we said hello to Limitless, Secrets of, Great Tantrum, Ronnie Jones. How you doing, guys? Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for being here as well. And is that Valation? Violation? No.
Violation. Valation Gaming, I think.
Valation Game. I've not heard that word before. Valation. No. I'm not very educated though, so it's probably my fault.
I've never heard it either. I'm not super educated myself. So
Jack randomly just pushes everyone out of the way and says, "Is Rick and Morty VR any good?" What do you reckon, Matt? You played Rick and Morty?
I haven't played it. I'm not a huge fan of the Rick and Morty show. So
okay, man. So I have played it, and I think it's very good. But it's weird, right? So when I first done this video, and like when I was I'm not saying I'm a big tuber now, but when I was I didn't have many subs at all, that video done quite well for me. And it was literally the fans of Rick and Morty loved it. The people who weren't fans of Rick and Morty but just loved VR weren't that big on it. So it was one of those things, you're like, oh, okay, right, I can see where this is. This is because I liked the show, I loved it, and then outside of that, everyone was picking up like technical issues, loads of other bits and bobs. If you are a fan of the show, I think that and Trover Saves the Universe are definitely what you want to check out. Have you tried? Go on.
Somebody just commented. I don't derivative.
Ignore derivative. But go on.
He said he's not a fan of me anymore because I don't like Rick and Morty.
Don't listen, dude. That is troll. That is troll. Derivative troll despair. That's what his name should be. He is a mega troll. So yeah, nice. Hello, Hussein. How you doing? Wait, someone else actually recommended. Sir Paper said Trover Saves the Universe was fun. So that's pretty cool. Hello, JP. How you doing? Loyal follower of you both. And he bought a Quest because of you, Matt.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I love hearing that because it just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, happy to know that people are enjoying something that I'm helping them find.
I had a bit of a crappy morning this morning, and then Matt left me a message, maybe last night, and he was saying about the first time, one of the first Quest videos he saw was one of my videos, and I was like, that made my day. Do you know what I mean? The same as that probably makes your day, knowing that you're helping someone find something they enjoy. What have we got for Derivatrol? Yes, that is not a bad name. If I could literally change his name, I would. Any info on Cooking Simulator VR? Cookout. I think he means. Is it Cookout?
Yeah, I think it's what it is. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cookout.
Yeah. Cookout. That's what it is.
We talked about it last week,
Yep.
and we also looked at the trailer and stuff, and we said it looks absolutely brilliant. But I haven't heard any information. He's asking Cooking
Nope.
Simulator VR, so maybe it's something else. Maybe I'm wrong.
I saw a video that was like a more of a proof of concept thing. I think that was like a cooking simulator. It looked really cool, but I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Hydra says, "Are you two going to grab Onward tomorrow?" Yes, we are. Absolutely. We are both going to be covering Onward.
Yep.
So on to what we got currently on the mini TV, the VR Link TV. Pixel Rift 1995 Ultimate Challenge Update. It come out, I think it was like 3 days ago. Done a live stream on it. The new Ultimate Challenge Update for Pixel 95 adds a bunch of features, including a hardcore mode and collectible golden cartridges. I can tell you now, man, it is tougher. Like, and when you're live streaming a game and you're getting stuck, it's extra tough because people are like F in the chat. Do you know what I mean? I've got like Tyler constantly. This guy called Tyler is always in my streams. He's like, GT died. GT died. You died, GT. Like every time, and I died a lot. So, what do you think of this game, mate? You play Pixel Rift?
I loved the game. Yeah, I finished it, which is a rare thing for me because I don't have the time to finish most of them. But my son really liked the idea of it. So when I haven't played this new update, but I have to because my card, if you know that there's some cards in the game of VR creators, and my card has been added. So find the card. Let me know when you find it, or let me know in the chat if you did find it. I haven't been in to find it yet.
Awesome, dude.
But yeah, I love the game. I think it's just a great homage to the time period and gaming in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's loads of people in the chat who love Pixel Rift. Multiple times I've been involved with like Anna Ribeiro, interviewed her. She was on season 1 of the VR Link. She's absolutely amazing. The whole team over there are fantastic. I love what no one else is doing this to this quality where I mean, sure, you get to play maybe old games in VR, but you're playing brand new games inside VR in a new game.
Yeah.
It's just...
That feels like you know what it is because it's similar to the style of the games that you're so used to.
Yeah.
But that is a totally brand new experience around that style of game, which is why I think it's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. I just love it. I love the game. I love the first one. I really hope Pixel Rift 1989 comes to the Quest.
Fingers crossed. That would be amazing. I'd love to see it actually come to the Quest someday.
Yeah, it really has to, man. And it's got one of the best trailers of a VR game I'd ever seen. So, how you doing? Hello, Mrs. GT. I've got to say hello to Mrs. GT, or she gets cross with me because she thinks I'm ignoring her. I'm not. How are you doing, babe? You all right? I love you very much. I wonder if she's had any dinner yet. She was talking about having dinner earlier. Let's move on to, if I can find it. Oh, no, don't say I bloody haven't got it. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Where did I put that? Pistol Whipped. Maybe I didn't get a trailer for it. Maybe I didn't. No, maybe I didn't actually thinking about it. I completely forgot about it. In Death, Unchained. We got some news. Developer Super Bright, after already showing dedication to their community by adding smooth locomotion at launch. Not being funny, that is a big deal. What they did there,
huge.
Yeah,
I mean, they pulled it off. They didn't. I don't think they actually had plans to do it up until because they said there wasn't any plans to change it, and then like a week before, people started saying, well, "This has got to have smooth locomotion," and they're like, "Well, let's do it right now."
I love that knee-jerk face. Whoa, yeah, let's get on with it. Aspen Dark Fire, thank you ever so much for the donation, dude. You didn't put a message though, but thank you ever so much anyway. Yeah, like I remember live streaming it, and I think the developers were even telling the chat, we have no plans at this time. And as you said, it was a week, and it was like, boom. And I was a bit unsure whether I should live stream it again at launch. And then I went into the options, and there was Smooth Loco, and I was like, dude, I'm definitely doing this.
It was like a surprise too, because they told me a day or two before launch, well, it's not going to be available before launch day. I mean, it's not going to be at launch. It'll be a update that comes afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to the developer the day of, and he sent me a message of all the updates because they made some changes graphically too to the game to make it better.
Yeah.
At launch, and in there was smooth locomotion. And I remember I messaged you and I said, "Is there really smooth locomotion?" Because I was like, that can't be right. It can't actually be in the game for launch. They didn't have hardly any time to do that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, apparently they had like I didn't notice it while live streaming it, but I also noticed you could easily, once you got to the top of the stairs and moved to left and right, you went back to your normal height because you were sort of sinking into stairs a little bit. But dude, that was nothing. Like I didn't care. I was like, it just made the game feel more natural to me.
Yeah, and they've updated that stair thing too now, I believe. If they haven't yet, they've mentioned it because I haven't tried it since Smooth Locomotion was added, but they did mention it in a recent post. That's either fixed or going to be fixed, and they're working on getting that so you just stay level height like you normally would.
Yeah, so we have their recent quote here. Once a solid version of the game was in reviewers' hands and the launch was secured, we decided to push for even more quality. And we were finally able to land a couple of important visual updates, including reflective shaders for both the environment and the enemies, more advanced fog that now includes a beautiful sun scattering effect. The sun already looked pretty cool anyway. But the most exciting update is a huge upgrade to the colour reproduction, which makes the whole game look a lot better across the board. Because that was one of the criticisms that I remember hearing was it all looks very red or it all looks very white. So that's pretty cool. I don't think I actually mentioned this, but I'm pretty sure they've upgraded the crossbow. Oh, they have. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, a visually upgraded crossbow model.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing is the team also announced on Reddit that more graphical improvements are on the way, part of a larger update due out July 30th. That's tomorrow. And including a in-depth Hall of Fame event.
Yep. I'm joining in on that. I'm going to try it. I want to get my name in the game for all eternity.
It's bow only, dude.
I know. I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna make it work.
I'm gonna do it. Hopefully, I mean, I imagine like tomorrow's looking a crazy day again. Yeah. It's like pistol whipped. I want to have a go at this, and then we got Onward. I'm like, how the hell? I need to like wear two VR headsets at the same time. It's just not. It's not gonna happen. Who have we got in the chat now? Ready Player One, nice. Meow meow, how you doing? Nice,
yeah, Meow Meow said they fixed the stair thing. That's what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah. Jeremy, yeah, we talked about Star Wars earlier, dude. And do we think it's going to be any good? By the way, that's not Star Wars Squadrons. We covered Star Wars Squadrons in depth twice now. I believe we spoke about Star Wars Squadrons. We were talking about the Tales of... Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember what it's called? Because I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, Tales. I was distracted there for a second. Reading the comments. Now I've lost it. I can't. Oh, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, there we go.
It. Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Cheers, man.
Yep. Oh, thank you. Scott Merrill just gave a super chat.
Cheers, dude.
Yeah, he says, In Death Unchained is my favorite Quest game right now, and Super Bright Dev team seems committed to new content and updates. And to see that right there, it's just like with the devs from Real VR Fishing. They are committed to making, not just dropping a game and running on to the next one. They want it to be the best one that it can be, and they're committed to moving forward with that, which I think is the sign of a really committed developer that wants to make the best game possible for the people that are playing it.
Absolutely. They are rewarding your investment into them. And then what that does, I think, because we still are in the early days of VR, I think what that does is then instill some trust. And then when the next game comes out, you're going to be like, dude, they made whatever.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, I'm just going to pre-order it now then, because I know that these guys are going to do such a good job.
Yep. Yeah. It's like with the Real VR Fishing dev. What's the name of the development company behind that? I can't remember. I always forget. But that if they announce a new game, I'm on board immediately because I know they're going to put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, thank you ever so much for the super chat, Scott. Identity Crisis. Do you see you're not streaming Onward on Friday now? Okay, so I might as well just say this now. I'm actually going on holiday for a week, starting Saturday. So tomorrow, my plan is Onward at launch. Okay, that's the plan. That Onward's been in there for a long time. Pistol Whip suddenly come along, and Tuesday was going to be Pistol Whip Day, but that's been delayed. So to be fair to Onward, it's like, okay, we'll stick to the launch. We'll see how Pistol Whip goes. There's loads of Pistol Whip on my channel. Yeah, definitely tomorrow Onward is happening, and that'll be on loads of people's channels all at the same time, I'm sure. I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, as far as we know, I don't think there's any chance of doing any multiplayer yet. So we'll have to wait and see.
It'll be down to who can record the stuff and then put it together and put it up online, I guess.
Yeah. Jepo says Real VR Fishing should sponsor one of the shows. If he wants to, he's in my Discord. He was in there today, basically trolling all the people are trying to get free keys. Yeah, it's quite funny.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's lovely. And he really liked our videos. It was nice. Like, when he wrote the message to me and he said about both our videos, you could tell it was genuine. You know?
Yeah.
It was a genuine thing of saying, those videos were really good, guys. Thank you ever so much. So that was nice. Now we're going to talk about Frostpoint. Now, I don't know whether we need to do... Let me know in the chat, guys. Do you want this full screen or do you want this in the little VR Link TV cabinet? Let me know if you want to... We're going to look at this brand new AAA game announced today over on Upload. It might have been an exclusive for them.
Yeah, it was exclusive announcement.
All right, cool. I didn't know if it was exclusive. I know everyone was talking about it. Full screen, it looks good. A little bit right, full screen. Okay, let me... give me a second, guys. I just need to... make sure I get it right, because if anyone's been on this show a couple of times or more, you know it doesn't always go amazingly smooth. So that is there. We are going to transition over right now. And we are golden.
All right.
Saw them rounding the building. Right side, right side. Left. Got eyes on one. He's going for B.
They're coming. Push B.
On my way. Who wants it? Thank you.
Who wants it?
Reclaimers. Shit. Heading for C.
I liked that blue.
Shield.
Hey, yeah, you like that? Well, all my windows closed.
4 unique maps, multiple game modes. Okay. So, bloody thing again. There we go. That's finished. That's cool. So what are we thinking about that, guys? How are we feeling?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what people think of it down in the chat.
Yeah, let me know what you think. Breaking news, says Jeff Bob. I know. I forgot. I always bloody leave that thing on, man. Best intentions, all right? Best intentions. Fat fingers. Fat cursor on my mouse. My mouse is fat. And then he spoils it. Cheers, BB. Thank you. Promising, says Goza-san. So, nice.
Yep.
What the hell? Oh, when the hell is Population 1 coming? I got no idea. Nice.
Looks pretty cool. How does the PvPvE work? All right, so it's from what I know, obviously it's PvP because it's online multiplayer. But it's also PvE in that there are enemies on the maps that attack both sides that you have to watch out for, which is a unique mechanic. It'll be interesting to see how it plays. And I guess I'll just come out and say I'm not sold on it altogether.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. So earlier today, in multiple VR chats behind the scenes, we heard AAA game being announced today, and I think they put out the word Frosty or something like that. And someone said maybe it's Call of Duty. So then the hype went crazy. Everyone's like, "Oh my, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be the next thing for VR." And then this trailer comes up, and unfortunately, I was like, not quite Call of Duty here, but it looks good. End of the day, it's probably very early on, very early.
Yeah. I mean, it has potential. The idea is there. It could do very well.
Yeah.
I think that it's a cool idea to have enemies on the map that both sides are going to have to contend with. It looks visually very similar to a lot of other games. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And I hope that they can bump it up a little bit or change things around a little bit. It just looks. I didn't get a feeling of something new from it. I guess that's the thing that I was excited for, something brand new and something really astounding, and it just didn't astound me.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm watching the trailer, obviously, so it's 10 aside. The other thing is, like, so Titanfall does something similar, PvP versus PvE all at the same time. So, you know, and that can make battlefields look bloody hectic, you know, and like there's a lot going on when really there's only like 5 players a side, but it can look like a lot more's going on. So, I mean, it's definitely one to watch.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Somebody had asked in the chat, I can't remember. I think it's gone up past now, but if it was coming to Quest, and in the interview that I watched, it's coming to PC VR with no plans to bring it to Quest right now. So
yeah, I mean, it must be hard. I think what's easier sometimes is when obviously they make a Quest game and then they can upscale everything to PC, because they're going to feel like, wow, we've got all this stuff we can use, instead of actually making something at the top tier and then trying to bring it down. That's got to be hard. It's got to be hard. But I'm up for it. Someone said it's nice not to have a military style shooter. I think it is nice to see a shooter differentiating from military style. So that's pretty cool. Jeff Bob, I do TikTok sometimes. I'm not great at it. Do you know, I've had some like crazy views on that sometimes, but it's a case of sitting there and editing videos again after editing videos and comments and stuff. And sometimes you're like, oh, social media, I can't take it anymore. And TikTok is really addictive. Like, you can go on there and suddenly find something really funny to do with a dog. And then I'm like, it's a dog. And then TikTok seems to go, he likes dogs. And you just start going for it and there's animals, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
You'll come back from your holiday and you'll have spent the entire time watching TikTok.
No, everyone is banned from TikTok. Everyone is banned from TikTok. And I think we've only got a couple more bits of news. Yupitergrad. I hope I'm saying that right. Shall we I think people are enjoying the transitioning over to the full screen. So let me just prep this one as well.
I actually didn't see this one, so this is a first for me.
Okay, it would help if I knew my way around OBS now. Let me try and find this video.
Basically, Spider-Man VR in space makes me excited, though, just without even watching anything.
That's the one. Right, okay, let's bring it over.
Congratulations and welcome to Yupitergrad. Time to fuel our future. Watch us make history.
We're asking about Medal of Honor. Oh, Identity Crisis asked about Medal of Honor. I wish I knew more about that. That was what I was kind of partially what I was hoping this announcement trailer was for.
I like the art styles of this. Reminds me of hold on. I think his arm things had like jets or something.
It's cell shaded, which is one of my favorite art styles anyways.
This could be really good.
Yeah. Definitely has potential.
It looks like there's more going on than I thought. I haven't watched this trailer all the way through till now.
Definitely looks like it could be very challenging.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like it's not just like, first of all when I saw it I thought, is it going to be one of those like temple running games, you know?
Yeah. That's what I thought just from reading the description while I was reading it right now. But I mean, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it might actually have you completing tasks and stuff.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. Guys, what do you think of that in the chat? What do you think of that game? Let me know what you think. Where are we? Let's have a look what we got. Never Out. I love Never Out. I thought that was such a good game. Never Out was awesome. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Mighty Quinn. Xav Crash. What are some good VR shooters? There's normally quite a few VR shooters. Aspin, how you doing, man? Jan Red. Nice. Yeah, so what do you think of this game, guys? I actually think it looks pretty cool.
I think it looks interesting. Definitely. I mean, it's my first time seeing the trailer. I love anything to do with superheroes and Spider-Man, so the mention of that piques my interest. So if I can swing around in that style, I'm excited. And it looks like a futuristic sci-fi cel-shaded game. So all those things are things I like.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're swinging is the connection to Spider-Man, but apart from that,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, yeah.
yeah, but yeah,
But-
I think it looks really good.
I'm curious to see how the swinging mechanics work. That's what's going to be key. How well it feels actually swinging around.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks good. So, unless we've got more to talk about, Matt, have you got anything? Is there anything I've forgotten? Is there anything anyone wants to talk about? Because if not, we can do a bit of Q&A now, guys, with you.
Yep.
If you want, if there's anything you want to ask us, anything you want to talk about, let me know in the chat, and we will do our best to answer your questions. Even though I've noticed we kind of do it while we're doing this, can't help but read the chat.
Yep.
But yeah. But
Let's
funny
see,
enough,
I'm just-
someone mentioned Population 1, and as part of this like montage that I did about half a year ago, is when the hell is it coming out? Do you know what? I think it's such a good sign that it's not rushed.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Because what I've heard from what people cannot say is that it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. So if it's already good in testing or whatever, whoever, nobody know. I don't know anybody specifically that is.
No,
I
no,
won't
we
say
don't
anything. But I've heard good things. So my hope is that they continue to work on it, and it has the potential to be huge for virtual reality, as the first extremely successful. Because there's a few other battle royale type games,
Yeah.
but it has the potential to be that Fortnite of virtual reality if done correctly.
Oh, that'd be amazing. If it does that, that'd be amazing because yeah, as you said, it's got that potential.
Yeah.
Where are we? Hussein. Some people said that game we looked at, I can't remember what it's called, the Russian sounding game. It looks meh, it looks promising, interesting mechanics, nice. Hussein X says, my fave shooter is Echo Combat, but I hardly play it due to an even more fun game called Echo Arena. So I get that. A lot of people ask for Echo Combat or when it's coming, but I've not heard any plans for that game coming to Quest.
That I heard there was I believe a poll done by them or something trying to gauge interest on if people actually wanted it to come.
Right.
At one point in time, I don't know when that was, but I remember hearing about it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know if Echo Combat shares the same like VR sport ties, in leagues and stuff, the VFL and things like that. I don't know. I haven't really heard of that. I've only heard of Echo Arena having that tie as a sport, which is quite big.
I don't think the others is. It might be not more fun, but different. It might be fun with the combat element, but I don't think it's as big as Echo Arena.
Yeah, I mean it's got a bit of a combat thing anyway, isn't it? Echo.
Yeah, you can punch
people.
microphones. I did that. I punched my microphone so hard it went flying across the room.
That's it, man. You don't want to be BMS microphone. That gets beaten the crap out of.
All the time.
Novice Mercury says, GTBF, what did you do to help grow your channels? Well, maybe BMF can answer that quicker than me because I'm still growing mine. But
So I'm still growing mine too, and I don't really know. I just love VR, and I put out videos and I have fun doing it, and that's it.
that's what's important, dude, is having fun. So for me personally, my kind of tactic was to try and spread myself over social media a bit because at the end of the day, not everyone might be looking at YouTube. But to be fair, if there's anything I want to know how to do, I usually type it into YouTube. But yeah, that's like just a lot. Consistency can help.
Mm-hmm.
But then some people say that's not necessarily important. Try not to overwork yourself, but that's rich coming from me because apparently I am like the craziest guy out here doing all these like too many videos. I must be on nearly 1,000 something videos easy, and I deleted some as well once. Just went through. It's funny because when you go on someone's channel, it shows you like their views, for like over 30 days or something. And I deleted all these old videos that were just sitting there, not doing anything. And I went on my graph one day, and there was like dips, like no one was watching for like 3 days, and I was like, "What's happened there?" And then I realised that maybe it's because I put the videos away, and the analytics were like, "Well, he's lost thousands of views." But they're all like 100, 200 view videos. Do you know what I mean? Old ones.
Yeah.
So what else have we got here? Meow meow. Where do you two guys think VR is now versus where it's really going? Standalone taking over more, console VR, etc. I mean, personally, I think it's going to be going standalone.
That's got to be the natural progression.
Yeah.
Because I think that, well, look at what the Quest has already done for VR as a platform and how accessible it's made it.
Yeah.
I think that's just the natural progression. I think we're going to see more and more companies creating standalone headsets, which is great because I think we'll get a lot of competition. As more competition comes, companies will have to do better and better and better just to be able to build up the base of people that play with their headset. So I think that overall, yeah, I think that's the direction things are heading. Yeah,
I do. I was playing a game last night, live streaming, and they hadn't put smooth turning in there as an option. And I'm very aware of my viewers, and I think to myself, right, what I'll do is I'll turn, which isn't natural for me as a streamer because I started on PlayStation VR, and I know my camera equipment where it is in the room pretty much all the time. Very rarely do I get mixed up unless it's in the heat at the moment. But what happened by the end of it was when I finished the stream, I had to take the Rift off and literally hang it in midair, and it was like that, spinning where it tangled itself up so much, and I was just like, oh man, I can't wait for wireless. But that's what I think is going to be happening, all in one contained. I mean, ultimately what you'd love is a standalone headset which uses PC if you wanted it to. That's like, and I know the Quest is that, but on a more comfortable level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if the Index did that and it was wireless.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, and they're getting there, like with the cross-save features. I think it's awesome. Yeah. That's exactly where it should be.
Yeah, I think that's where we're headed for the future. I think it's just the natural progression, and I think that as technology gets better and they experiment more, we're just going to see things get even better. It's even like we mentioned Onward. I'm pretty sure it's that way on the PC version. I don't know. What are the locomotion options in Onward on PC? I can't remember. Like, there's no artificial turning, as far as I know. It's like, besides click turning, there's click turning, but they don't have smooth turning.
As far there is, I think there is smooth turning.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, I think there is smooth. It might not be called smooth turning though, but I'm pretty sure when I played it, there is smooth turning.
Okay, because I thought that I had read somewhere something about the locomotion options in the Quest version just having smooth turning and physical turning. I mean, click turning and physical turning.
Right.
I don't know if that's accurate or not. It may not be, but in the heat of a moment, like you said, with a game like that anyways, or any of those games, it's much better to spin around. If you're going around a corner, you can turn around the corner. If you hear fire behind you, instead of using your stick to turn around, you can physically turn around. And I think that having a wireless headset, especially like we talked about Population 1, man, if they could get something like that released on the Quest and it gets popular, people are going to want to play on the Quest if they're doing some sort of, like they do with Fortnite, the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
If they had tournaments, who isn't going to want to play on the Quest because you're easily able to spin around and move around?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it needs to be wireless. It needs to be wireless.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Jeff Bob. Limitless, asked, what happened to Medal of Honor? No idea. That was the other game that come out today. As the hype game, the AAA game. Because like you, man, same as Sniper Elite VR, no one's heard anything for such a long time. And it's kind of like, where are these games? Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I think we're so busy at the moment that it's nice to have this spread out. I think it's good. I think it's, and especially for people trying to afford this stuff.
Yeah.
With furlough.
I think that holiday season is going to be a big holiday season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't know when that Quest, whatever it's going to be, is going to come out. I imagine they're going to aim for a holiday release. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Jeff Bob, ever thought about doing a live and ever thought about doing a live stream, I'm assuming, and play a multiplayer game that we can join it? Jeff Bob, I know you're probably new to the channel, man. I've done that loads of times. Loads and loads of times. With Pavlov, Rec Room, not necessarily VR chat, because VR chat's a bit different. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily a game I'd like to stream. I'd happily record it, but I don't want to stream it. I've seen some things in there, dude, that I'm like, what is this? What is going on? It's as amazing as it is shocking. But yeah, the VR chat's fantastic. Where are we? Let's have a look. Secret Resolve says I've created 1,140 videos. Okay. Jeez. I think I deleted about 100.
See, you've done a lot of videos.
That's great. Yeah, like that's how bad my channel is. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can go on someone's channel and they'll be like, I've done 200 videos and they've got 100,000 subscribers. And I'm like, dude, I've got 1,100 videos.
That has nothing to do with the quality of your channel, just the fact that VR is so new.
No, you never know. What else have we got? And Paradise has done 3,770 videos. He was making VR videos before VR was out. It's crazy. He was, you know what I mean? Using hand puppets. El Gadino says, just completed Pixel Ripped on the Quest. Upgrading my PC now so I can start playing Link games. Nice, dude. Nice.
Let's see. The Blockbuster guy said, I think if they do some sort of two-piece set might work, like a small console and headset combo, and they connect wirelessly. Yeah, like a breakaway box, almost like with the PC or the PSVR has a box that you plug into, but wireless. I mean, obviously that's totally different, but a processing unit that wirelessly connects to the Quest so that it would actually allow the Quest to be lighter and have less inside of the headset, because it could literally just be a visual system, just visuals, processing the visuals, and then have all the processing power in a box. I mean, it's possible. You got to get down the wireless aspect 100% right, and how it's connected, and so there's no latency is the only issue you'd come across in that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But yeah, I mean, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? That kind of like a VR Switch. So like, as you know, you take the Switch out and it goes down to 720p and you game on the move. You plug it back in, you got the 1080p. Imagine that, like you just get a lesser version of the game. Like, I don't know, it plays on low settings and then you plug it back in into your console and then or whatever, and then you get it on high settings. That'd be cool.
Yep. Mrs. GT said that you have so many videos because you're obsessed with videos or VR.
So there are some dark days when you're like, oh, I'm tired and I don't want to do it. And I said to her sometimes, like, I've sat there and said, I'm not making a video today. And she's like, you will, no doubt, because I'll go and play VR anyway. And sometimes I'll come upstairs and I'll start playing. I'm like, dude, I could live stream this anyway and share it. So that's pretty much what happens. Captain Christie says it's all about the VR, baby. The VR, baby. It sounds like a good song. Lockie, GT just sent my Oculus to be repaired. What Oculus is that, dude? Is that your Quest or your Rift?
I've had to send my Quest to be repaired once.
Oh, okay. What happened to it?
It was I don't know. They never told me what it was. It was, it would turn itself off. I think the fan inside was broken. It would overheat and it would cause these weird green lines to run across it. Right. So, yeah, it was weird. Anyways, I told them about it. They had no idea what it was. So they just said, send it in. We'll look at it and send you a different one.
I had like purple green lines once on the screen. Yeah. I should say that. That's quite strange. Where are we?
Let's see here. I'm trying to follow the chat here. Go up a little bit.
Nice. Thank you all for being here, by the way. Thank you ever so much. You make it really awesome. So thank you. Hussein X, once I get a Quest 2, going to get rid of the sofa. Going to get rid of your sofa and play Echo Arena like I've never played before. always been wide to a Rift to date and around an extra sofa I don't need. Oh, so you're going to get rid of the sofa you don't need. That makes sense. That's cool. I thought you was like, no sofa. Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's hardcore, dude. That's hardcore.
Let's see. Somebody asked, where is it? What was my first console? Captain Chrissy. said, "What was my first console?" My first console was the NES, the NES. That was my first console. I remember playing Duck Hunt on it.
Nice. My first console would have been the Master System.